Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Appreciate it. Glad to see you are here. Today, we're going to look at the same haircut with 5 different hair colors. My goal is to show you why certain tones support her skin, whereas others, they're more demanding and they're less flattering. They're more difficult to work with. She could do so if she wanted to change the makeup and such, but that's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. So, okay, now the first transition, the soft blonde with highlights. It's approximately a level 8 to 9. The tone is a soft neutral beige with lighter ribbons and low contrast and kind of an airy color. Now, in this particular one, the color would have been done with, like, say, for instance, like an 8 or 9. Okay, and then it would have been done, in my case, it was done with.
I ultimately did not like the way this came across. Bottom line, use a half ounce of green concentrate with a quarter ounce of blue concentrate, and it neutralizes very nicely and naturally. That's what I used.
Mixed together. Gives it a really nice neutral tone like you see here. I really do like that. It works good against her skin. Now, how would I know that that would work? Well, for one thing, when asking her what's her favorite blouse color currently, or does she, like with this lilac one, and she responds to it as being, well, I like this tone or that tone of my blouses, well, then you know what? That's telling me right there I can do a cool tone. I can get away with a cool tone just nice. It's a natural beige. It keeps it from going too gold or too ashy. It's nice with her neutral colored skin. It just plain works. Don't you agree? Leave your comments in the comments section. This is open for discussion, right? Now, the potential drawbacks, what it can fail is if you push it too warm, too much of a yellow gold. It can emphasize redness and unevenness in the skin. It can make her tone look off. If you get it right, like in this instance, you can see how her skin looks tan. It looks like she's gotten some sunshine. Maybe she just got back from Hawaii. That's a good hair color. Yeah, the I just got back from Hawaii look. Good, 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 good. Okay, now if it's lighting too much, on the other hand, she could start looking washed out because her brows and her eyes are not deep enough to carry off a really super high contrast. So, and just because you're blonde doesn't mean you need to be platinum. On her, this blonde reads fresh and soft. The tone's controlled, and we can get brightness without turning her skin sallow or emphasizing pink. Get the wrong tone, and you're going to get kind of an off tone, like kind of a blotchiness. Yeah, don't want that. Red violet. Depth of tone, I'm going to say, is a little bit more like a medium brown to a dark brown. Okay, now where it starts to fight her in her coloring is here. The density of the pigment, the depth of the level can be a bit heavy against her soft skin and eyes, especially if the red is too strong. So you might want to influence the brown with red violet, but not make it a red violet with a bit of brown in it. In this instance, though, what I see is her skin tone looking a little bit yellowy, a little bit kind of jaundicey in this particular instance. And so I would kind of dial that back. Her brown looks better than this because it has an underlying pigment of a gold pigment. We'll get to that in a minute. But the red violet, not my favorite choice. Not for her skin tone anyway. She'd have to use a bit of makeup to really offset what it does to her skin tone. Now, that deep brown color we're talking about. So somewhere between a deep brown, not even a dark brown to a darker deep brown. Here's the thing. In every level of color, sorry, I just said, no levels, but in every level of colors, and we'll say that your brown, my brown, that's a level 4. Okay, fine. If you, within every one of them, your eye can pick up 4 additional levels. Everything from deep or more of an opaque, deep or more of a medium, or a little bit more diluted. Okay, so it can be from opaque to sheer. Think of it like from tights to nylons. It's the same level, but you're getting a little bit more reflection of light, and so when you do that, it's going to give you different kind of end results. So in this instance, with a deep natural brown, the neutral to slightly cool brown at a little warmth softens the results, gives it a soft reflection. It can be achieved with just a tiny bit of blue concentrate. It can be achieved with just a tiny bit of actually red violet. I will sometimes use, say for instance, 2 ounces or 60 grams of color. I'll put in 1 inch of a red violet and get a kind of a chocolatey feel to it. Doesn't really look red, just looks deep brown. Or if I want that, but I don't want any warmth shining through it at all, I'll put a little bit of blue concentrate. Here's the difference. The red violet, if I add it to it in just a small increment, it's going to be shinier than the blue ever thought it'd be. So that's important. The brown one just fits her better. It just works better. It just does. Okay, when does it not work in this category? Well, if the shade goes even deeper or flatter, too ashy, it can start to feel severe, and actually, it can start to accentuate fine lines and shadows in their skin tone. How can that happen? Well, you put in too much blue. You put in too much of a cool tone or an ash tone. You would want to keep it as understated as possible. In coloring like this, when I'm going to make it something a little bit rich, what I would do is I would look at a color like that and say, okay, I'm going to do a medium brown. I want a little bit more opaque. So instead of using blue, what I might use is I might, in a 2-ounce mix, in a 60-gram color, I might drop 15 grams of the brown and put in 15 grams of the next darker color. And that will make it richer. Or if I want that, but I don't want it to be, I don't want to do it that way, and I've got the blue concentrate, which I always keep on stock, then I might use like a 1/2 inch or so, or 1/2 gram really, of blue. And the reason why is so that I don't get a too much of an ash tone to it. If I want to do that and enrich it, but not have a red violet base to it at all, 1 snow pea of blue concentrate, maybe with 1 snow pea of red violet, giving me kind of a purpley undertone. Now that's not going to show up on the hair, but it's going to make it shiny and rich. I really like that. So you might try something along that line. Now, the next one, bright copper red, because that's fun. Something I find about this particular look that I just really, really like is it's a very modern, fashion-forward look. Gives the cut more of an edgy and playful look. So if she's up for it, that's a fun one to do as well. It's a great choice for someone who wants to walk into a room and be noticed. It's a terrible choice for someone who wants to walk into a room and not be noticed. Ask yourself 3 questions before choosing the color. Does this color make my skin look calmer and more even, or more red, sallow, or tired? Because you don't want that. Do my eyes stand out more or less? Do I see me first, or do you see the hair color first? How do I feel about that? I may see that the color first, but I happen to really like the copper red that I see.